Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Indian Express dated 4th of July 2022. I bring to you some of the major highlights from the newspaper. Let's begin our today's discussion. From page number 5, GS2 Polity and Governance, there's an article headlined as Panel Calls for Boosting Protein, Nutrients in Government Meal Programs. So this article talks about revisiting the Schedule 2 of National Food Security Act 2013. So from this article, you have to know how the COVID-19 pandemic aggravated the silent crisis of undernutrition in India, and also a report of Inter-Ministerial Committee and its recommendations. Moving further on page number 10 from GS3 Economy Sector, there's an editorial article headlined as The New Energy Disorder. So Ukraine war has disrupted old order. We cannot afford to continue the existing approach. This article is written by Mr. Vikram Singh Mehta, and from this article you have to know how has Ukraine war disrupted the old energy order? What might be the medium to longer term implications on India, other challenges with India's energy security, and also you have to suggest ways to handle them. Moving further on page number 11 from GS3 Economy section, there's an article, High Cost of the Agri Trade Bans. So banning wheat and rice exports will not curb inflation, says the article. From this article, you have to know why did the government ban wheat exports? Will this help tame inflation at home? Also, the response of other countries. How will it affect India's relation with other countries? The key analysis from this article, and also what can be the possible scenario ahead. Moving further on page number 15 from GS3 Economy Sector itself, another article that talks about the recent GST Council meeting. So the article is headlined as what GST rate changes mean. So the GST Council has undertaken a series of rate changes that will be effective from the 18th of July. From this article, you have to know what have been the changes announced by the GST Council, why have the rate changes been undertaken, also what has been the drop in the revenue neutral rate, and what is the revenue position. Further on, what will be the impact on the consumers. Moving further on page number 15 itself from GS3 Environment Sector, there is an article about floating solar plant. So the article is headlined as India's largest floating solar plant and why is it significant. From this article, you have to know what are the floating solar plants, how are these panels kept floating, how is the project unique, and how does it help the environment, and what are the future expansions, related to this particular project. Moving further on page number 15 itself from GS3 Environment Sector, again another article that is headlined as Eco-Sensitive Zones. What Centre wants, why Kerala is seeing protests. From this article, you have to know about the ESZ, that is Eco-Sensitive Zones idea and its evolution. Also know about the directive of Supreme Court for setting up buffer or eco-sensitive zones for all the protected forest in the country, the implications for Kerala, and what lies ahead. Moving further on page number 15, miscellaneous section, an article that says Pan-African flag. So from this article, you have to know what does a Pan-African flag represent and how has it been used since its creation. Alright, with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of Headlines of the Day, the Indian Express. I hope you liked the video. I'll see you with some other videos. Till then, take care and do stay tuned.